$10 gets you sticky floors, questionable entertainment, and zero judgment. If you're telling yourself just one more bad idea, this is it. Now showing regret, desperation, and whatever's behind curtain number one.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here for the Taz Effect, daily news in a way you didn't know you could use. Thank you for joining me today. For those listening in over the radio airways of GCPR.live, thank you. And those watching on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Substack, hey, how you doing? How your mama doing? Nobody, and I mean nobody, said I had good sense. I got some sense. Is it good? Probably not. I'd say definitely not. Now, let's jump right into it because right now there's a lot of shaking going on in the Trump administration. Okay. Now, nobody, and I mean nobody, wants Kristi Noem. Sit down. She's coming up double lock. Okay. It also looks like there's a little rumbling out there that Stephen Miller might be on his way out as well. Timu Nazi Greg Bovino has been demoted. They brought in Tom Holman, but nobody likes him. The upper echelon of the GOP is still rustling. They're shaking in their boots because they're now afraid that themselves and Trump are about to be targets. What did Francesca say about leopards and face eating? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. Trump and his camp and his sycophants can't be too mad at the smoke that's coming at Kristi Noem right now. Hey, Nana Jay, because they did it. They did it to themselves. They lie and put out these outrageous, egregious, over the top. You don't even have to do any research to know that it's not true lies. And Kristi Noem realized this is keeping me employed, and I can get new planes, and I can take my lover to a military base and get and swap undercarriage juices, and nobody stopped her. Remember when she claimed that there was an immigrant woman that was detained that was like a cannibal and eating her own arm? Nobody bat an eye. Remember when she went on that rant during a cabinet meeting that was televised and was proclaiming that Fat Salini, aka Trump, for those listening in, was the greatest that ever did it and proclaiming all this stuff during that horrific, deadly flood? Where, by the way, children are their bodies still have they're still children whose bodies still haven't been recovered from that flood. Remember that? Yeah. The truth will set you free. Let's go. Trump says Noam doing very good job and won't step down as Homeland Security chief amid Minnesota shift. She's his lying twin. What? And she gives new meaning to 32-piece bust down. President Donald Trump Sr. confirmed on Tuesday he has no plans to ask Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to step down from her role. Trump was asked about Noem's status during a gaggle with reporters outside the White House. He told the press that he still thinks Noem is doing a great job. Now, remember that infamous Vanity Fair interview? We talked about it. And Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, talked about, everybody. She let us know she don't think anybody is stupid. Hey, Annabelle. But do you remember there were some people missing from the photo shoot, from the interviews? Kristi Noem was one of them. And I've noticed something. Trump is going to continue to say that you're doing a good job until Susie Watts tells him that you're not. President Donald Trump Sr. confirmed on Tuesday he has no plans to ask Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to step down from her role. Impeachment is a thing. Can y'all stop asking Trump and anybody in this administration what they think about one another and if they're going to get rid of one another? Impeachment is a thing. And people of the United States, this is the time that y'all got to stop being nosy. Y'all keep saying you don't want so much lip service from Democrats and everything else. The Democrats know who to go to get the votes to get these things done, but these people are terrified of their base. You know, the people that love to grift, the people that are out in the streets, the people that only want to believe that the people on the right wing have the pew-pews and all that stuff. It's time to start allowing them to go back to having closed door votes. You want this stuff to go down with the go down? Yeah, stop wanting all the votes televised. At least when it comes to this. Then you'll find out how many of the GOP really don't like him. We can be done with this tomorrow. We can be done with this tomorrow and we can have a balanced budget tomorrow. You cannot keep complaining, rightfully so, but you cannot keep complaining about the lack of education in the United States and how most people don't know the order of operations of things, and then want to be involved in all the order of operations of things. Now, I keep telling you all, revolution is a machine. Different pieces do different things. You all are prohibiting a key component of that machine from doing its job. We've been broke down on the side of the road to equity for a while because y'all want to have a say-so on stuff you don't understand. And you're not even willing to educate yourself on it. Because if I see one more think piece from somebody who doesn't even know how to properly read a ballot in their area, please stop. I'm also tired of seeing y'all arguing about laws, forgetting laws are different states to state. Court processes are different state to state. I heard somebody last night saying that the Supreme Court wasn't fair to Trump because they didn't want to hear his witnesses. Since when does the Supreme Court take witnesses? What? Y'all want to keep hooting and hollering about no child being left behind. I'm going to hold your hand with my dog's paw. Some of y'all are the ones that was left behind. Hey, Nightbird. We have never truly had a cohesive education system in this country. Our educational system has been very inconsistent in properly educating children and upholding the law so that all children can be pushed through. And because so many parents want to push out kids just so that they can just parade these kids around like trophies, most of these teachers can't even educate because they're doing too much of the raising of your children. This is why you're convinced that they're indoctrinating them. You're gonna do that to your dog. He always want to be holding people's hand and shaking people's hand. He like everybody but me. Okay, he be out here making friends and play dates and everything else. He'll do it. Plus, he's a whore. My dog is the whore. When did this become a whorehouse? When he decided he was moving in. He'll do it. Hey, Tracina. Taking a moment. My baby dog is an attention-seeking missile. Yeah, Bumpers is a boomer with Florida man energy, and he don't like me. Okay, to him, I'm just the broke bitch that lives here and takes up space, and he don't want me here. Okay, I'm pretty sure if he had opposable thumbs, he'd have been packed my shit and put me out a long time ago. Okay, give him a second. He'll be cussing me out here in a minute. And I think he's a little racist. I think he is. I used to think he was biracial, but I think the whiteness of his coat has taken over. And I don't think he wants to deconstruct. Now, Hot Wheels No Houlihan down in Texas is at it again. Texas governor halts new H-1B visa petitions by state agencies and public universities. Texas Governor, get it on the floor, Abbott, on Tuesday ordered an investigation into the H-1B visa program in the state and directed state agencies and universities to suspend new visa petitions. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. So they're pushing out trailers for Melania, the head immigrant in charge, who got here on an Einstein visa, and we have not seen anything Einstein from her. Not even little Einstein. None of that. Okay? And it's amazing the crowd of, we're in America, speak English so I can understand it. Love her. Okay, she speaks in cursive. And they're putting out a movie regarding her while pushing out other immigrants. And he's halting and wanting to investigate. We're using that term very loosely. Investigate H-1B visas. We're stupid, okay? The United States is a country of stupid people. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you think I'm being mean or not, take it up with your mama and daddy, okay? Did y'all forget the hit that Georgia took when ICE botched an investigation and raided an automator factory and all of the people with the know-how had to go back to Korea? Yes, I know the crazy white lady got on TikTok and was like, yeah, I did it. It was a 30-day investigation. Yes, air quotes for this because investigation by DHS that caused them to go. And you want to turn away people from the world of STEM from being educated and working in this country. A country that prides itself on making fun of the most intelligent in society. A country that will quicker uphold and elevate the dumbest because they can twerk, throw a ball, or tap dance. Or they can memorize all the racisms and spew them back out. And in Texas, man, I'm just glad where I live. This ain't Texas. Woo! Because Southern United States. Now, I know currently y'all have given up on the rhetoric of the South will rise again. We've been waiting on the Civil War too, because we knew you wouldn't shit. We knew you couldn't fight. We knew you wasn't trying to fight. Okay? We know that. Okay. But here's the thing. Y'all been screaming, at least as long as I've been alive. All right? That you were going to rise again. I don't know when you rose the first time. I may have missed that 2.5 minutes in history, but I digress. How you gonna rise if y'all keep doing stuff to keep yourself stupid? You get mad when people make jokes about the stereotypes about the education level of the South, but y'all do shit like this. But you know what? Very little surprises me about Texas right now, because Texas, with the physically disabled governor, with a very visible mobility device, loves to scream, we don't want no DEI here, no DEI, take your DEI on somewhere else. Well, if you don't want no DEI, why you still got that same governor? Why you still got the same governor? Hmm? But Hot Wheels No Houlihan requires, there's no getting around it, requires a mobility device. And shade, no shade. Well, a lot of shade, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot of it. I don't know. And he got the nerve to always talk about somebody not standing for the national anthem. As a fellow disabled person with mobility issues in their lower region, sir, so that ain't our fight. Shh. We can't talk about when somebody's supposed to stand up or not. When we can't determine when we gonna stand up or not. Okay. Okay. Hot Wheels, no Houlihan. You sit everything out. Sit everything out. And Texas, please, Texas, please, Texas, explain something to me. Okay. How was your governor able to get rich quick off of his disability? You know, the accident that caused his disability and how he sued. And then you all sat back and watched him pass legislation where y'all can't do that yourselves. What? Oh, y'all just gonna let it burn. Okay. He said in a letter, and I quote, these are Hot Wheels, no Houlihan's words, not mine. Don't come for me. I don't say dumb shit like this. In light of recent reports of abuse in the federal H-1B visa program and amid the federal government's ongoing review of that program to ensure American jobs are going to American workers, I am directing all state agencies to immediately freeze new H-1B visa petitions. If it's an abuse on the federal level and the federal government is already investigating and the federal government has already allotted you your slot, I would think that there ain't no problem on your end of it. But here's the thing, why, when they lie to y'all about things being abused, why don't y'all look into the process of how you get it? Freeze deeds. They already frozen. Somebody go free. Somebody need to freeze his. Does his even work? Mrs. Abbott, how much time do you spend with the pool boy? Like, why don't y'all go look up the process of getting these things? Because you gotta insert a penny. Jesus, not chaos with the freeze these and down. But you gotta look up the process of these things because isn't it amazing that they're always screaming fraud when it comes to things that you have to provide the most information for, that undergo the most scrutiny? It is not easy to get a visa. That the process is long and hard. It is. It is not an easy process. And let me remind y'all, people ain't really here in this country free willy-nilly. They're not coming over here because, oh, this is where I want to be. This is so wonderful. It's paradise. No, we've either destabilized their government, stripped their lands to the point where you can barely sustain yourselves, and other things. People are here by force. The United States takes a long road trip, takes the long scenic view of kidnapping people. It ain't nobody dream to come here. It's not. And another thing, with these Republicans trying to utilize the federal government as an excuse, I don't think that they're realizing what they're saying. They're saying they don't have any faith in Trump or the cabinet. But that's the new thing. We're not getting McCarthyism 2.0. Now it's going to be fraudism. The fraud scare. I don't like that person over there. It's fraud. I don't want to use this money for that. So we'll say it's fraud. You think Hot Wheels No Houlihan is about to get a new wheelchair? You think it's going to be blinged out? You think he's going to take it? He going to swing past Pimp My Ride? I want a bulldog for Christmas. Wait, you want a bulldog for Christmas? You want a why you want a bull? Don't stress me out right now, babe. Nitro Rascal, yep. Yep, start saving up for a bulldog. We're not even near Christmas. The next thing we're celebrating is our anniversary. Order of operations, sir. I can donate you a husky. You want a husky? Babe, you want a husky? Hold on. And here we go. And here we go. What? Now, you get me cussed out because you asking for a bulldog. I didn't even do nothing. I didn't even do. I'm getting smooth cut. I'm getting cussed out. Is it because of the bulldog or is it because of the husky? I guess it's both. My bad. Well, I saw a post both. Yeah, I saw a post where somebody was pointing out that Jill Stein has made an appearance to go out and protest. It's amazing that at all the protests that happen, Jill Stein always seems to have hair, makeup, and a camera crew, and a whole bunch of interesting, ideaed influencers and social media creators all around her. But this person also said, "Where's Kamala Harris? Where's Joe Biden?" Biden condemns our own government targeting U.S. citizens in Minneapolis. First of all, Biden is old as shit. Biden is also a damn asshole, a misogynist, an asshole, likes to collect black people like we're fucking pets, and battling cancer. But side note, if you get another dog, I get to get another skeleton. Joe Biden has joined another former Democrat. Joe Biden has joined other former Democratic presidents in condemning the fatal shooting of the 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Preddy by federal agents in Minneapolis, saying that it betrays our most basic values as Americans. You got to realize what people can do when they're no longer in office. Number one. Number two, are y'all noticing a trend? Hey, are y'all noticing a trend? Now, myself and multiple other people told you all because people were like, they were imitating Mama Todd, aka Ophelia, like, you ain't mad yet, ain't you mad? After Renee Good passed away, and I said, no, they're not going to be mad. She's still a white woman, straight, bi, queer, whatever, lesbian. She's still a white woman. Notice how there's more people speaking up and more people getting upset. More people like, okay, how are we going to do this? How are we going to shut this down? Because a white man finally. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In a statement that alluded to the constitutional right to due process, Biden said, and I quote, "We are not a nation that guns down our citizens in the street. We're not a nation that guns down our white citizens in the street." I corrected that for you. We are not a nation that allows our citizens to be brutalized for exercising their constitutional rights. You know what to interject in that sentence. I see you putting it in there. We are not a nation that tramples the Fourth Amendment and tolerates our neighbors being terrorized. Y'all don't like being treated like nickels. They done changed all of y'all name to Kunta Kinte. Well, from Kunta Kinte to Toby. You thought you was Toby, you Kunta, bitch. You thought you was Toby, you Kunta. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You sat back. You collected the postcards. You collected the trophies that were our bones, that were the skin of us, as they did it to us. You excused it away when you used us and our babies and our children to feed your pets. You made entire cookbooks. Y'all won't season nothing but a black body. Okay? Okay. You said nothing. Just comply and you won't die, is what you told us. It's just existing got us snuffed off of the census. Y'all don't like being treated like nickels. Y'all been asked for generations. Would you trade places with a black person? And some of y'all would try to fake it. I'm colorblind. I don't see color. Yeah, I trade places with anybody. Places have been traded. We've been trading places. How you like it? How do you like it? How does it feel? Y'all been trampling over everything. Once again, black people in the United States are the litmus test. Y'all want to keep talking about litmus test? We are the litmus test. They wait until you give them the talking points, the rhetoric, the narrative to y'all lie to one another, to dehumanize each other. And then boom, they're like, bitch, you said this was cool to do. Why you think in these interviews they looking at y'all like, so what's the problem? We've been doing this shit for hundreds of years. What's the problem? But you knew it was coming. Because have you noticed Jewish people ain't out here screaming, we're not white, we're Jewish. They're not doing that anymore. Haven't you noticed that there's no more cultures to be shared conversation? Ain't nobody out here going, hey, I'm Becky Sue. Could you help me learn how to do my biracial child's hair? Even though I've been fucking this black man for 15 years and I know his entire family and he got 27 sisters and 47 aunts. You don't hear none of that. When Wolfie said that to Thomas, my antenna went up, baby. That became a snippet of yesterday's open discussion on race on that class. Mm-hmm. Let me explain to y'all. I'm gonna give you the very, very Cliff Notes version. Okay. Color blindness is not a flex. Okay. As someone who is literally colorblind and how much it disrupts your life. If you cannot see the skin that I am in, that's a huge component of me that you cannot see. That means you can't see my ancestors. You can't see my heritage. You can't see who I'm connected to. Therefore, you will not understand the path that I'm on. You can't see my blueprint. Yet you constantly want to come in and be my GPS. Absolutely not. If you go get your hair dyed and I tell you, oh, that's a nice haircut, but I'm colorblind. I don't pay attention to hair color. How would you feel? If it was your birthday or your wedding and you spent all this time to choose all of these things. But see, they say, oh, I'm colorblind because they realize how effed up their ancestry was in labeling things. How do you call yourself superior, but you labeled yourselves the void? And what do I mean? How do you get to the color white? You have to strip everything else out of it. You have to make it a void. And then you looked at us and said, "Oh, you're the curse of Ham. You're the worst of the worst. We need to save you." But you labeled us the color of everything. You have to put everything into a pot, heat it up just a little, mix it up just right, and then you get black. So now all of a sudden they're colorblind. They're so superior that they jacked up their own hierarchy. But racist people also put together a system where they were like, we got to be the one to take care of them. And then all of a sudden, chattel slavery was no longer a thing. And white people realized they don't know how to take care of themselves and sustain themselves. Oops. All that time, you didn't look to your right, look to your left, look up, look down, and learn anything? No. Because if you cannot see me in my entirety, we don't need to share any space. You're not sounding diplomatic. You're just showing that you've learned nothing. Oh. Now, judge orders ICE chief to appear in court or risk contempt over denial of due process. The chief federal judge in Minnesota says the Trump administration has failed to comply with orders to hold hearings for detained immigrants and ordered the head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement to appear before him Friday to explain why he should not be held in contempt. If these people are such dangerous criminals, one, how come you never have a warrant? Two, why are ICE agents always the most violent ones? And three, how come there's no court dates? Because I don't know. If I say these group of people is the criminals and I could prove it to you, I would want the paperwork because that would be the leading story on the news. Here's the documentation. Here's the evidence. This is what they did. We had to get them up out of there. Look, I'm the hero. And quick question. Where are all the white lives matter, all lives matter people? Where's the don't take my guns? Don't tread on me, people? What happened to all the different militias that were proudly posting their camps online? Their training videos all over the place. We're locked and loaded. We're ready to go. Where's Mr. 1 out 3%er at? Like, dude, you lost the eye saying that you were preparing for just this right now. Oh, he probably still on the clock. That good old ICE overtime. And I've said this for quite a while, at least as long as I've been teaching. Do non-deconstructing, fully practicing white people, not Anglo-Saxons, not Caucasians, white people. Okay. If you're not a white people, don't get upset. You're a Caucasian or you're Anglo-Saxon. Love that for you. Okay. Mwah. They hate us melanated folks. They do. They absolutely do. But you want to know who they hate the most? Fellow white people. Why do you think they're getting the most violent with other white people? They've been waiting on this. Oh yeah, I think the mongoose has blocked me or fled this app. Interesting. Who is taking did not mean to take the ice cream off. Not what I was trying to hit. Sorry, darling. I do not accept things here. But yeah. I'm not saying they weren't violent when they were trying to round up Mexicans and all these. But they literally whooping the shit out of each other. Like Mr. Man had a whole lot of venom for Renee Good. A whole lot. It's like he was having flashbacks to his mama. Y'all sitting there screaming, well, you know what they're going to do to black people? Same shit they've been doing to us. Now they got a chance to do what they really want to do to you. Most family annihilators don't look like me. Okay? Black women will divorce you if you cheat. White women will still stay with you for 10 years and then set the house on fire with you in it for insurance. Okay, I still remember the case in Ohio where a little boy killed both of his parents because he broke the rules, got suspended from school, and they were like, nope, you can't play video games for a while, and he murked them. Another little white boy killed his parents because he wanted to throw a party, and he still threw the party with his dead parents in the bedroom. The profile of a serial killer don't look like me. Y'all sitting there worrying about trying to fearmonger us. They don't want us. They don't had our feel of messing with us. We old news. Okay, we was who they bullied when they was in kindergarten. They in high school now. Better up. This is their purge. I want you to think about the concept of the movie The Purge. All crime is legal for a certain period of time. All crime. What's the first thing everybody want to do? Not get to hacking, eliminate debt, beef up your bank account, go get a couple cars, go get that house in the hills that you've been wanting for a while. Nope. Go be the whore you've been trying to be since puberty hit you. Nope. Go take a city bus on a joyride. Nope. They're trying to off each other. In one of the Purge movies, dude wanted to off his girlfriend's father. Why? Just because. And knowing this, does it make anybody treat anybody any better? No. There was once a family of serial killers that would kill people who were renting cabins. When they started to be caught, why were you doing this? Seemed like a good idea. But y'all worried about black folks. Y'all always, oh, Jamal's coming down the street, and Terry whoops your ass every day. A judge almost lost her husband and lost her son. White on white violence that was incited by the current president during his first term. A politician and her husband and their family dog lost their lives by the hands of a white person, politically motivated because of the rhetoric, current president. These are the same people that were like, no, it's the Democrats and the crazy leftists and the liberals that are racist. We love everybody. Okay, well, let's go to a Trump rally and was whooping black folks' ass. With all of the non-white folks that work on Capitol Hill, every name that they screamed out for, everybody that they prepared to take the lives of, Wasn't marginalized, not a one. They was going after fellow white folks. I mean, Terry do be throwing them hands. Speaking of which, is Igor being nice to you, babe? Is Igor being nice to you? Last time I saw Igor looked like they had a little bit of attitude. I'll have to come through with the come through. For those that don't know, Igor is my skeleton. The skeleton that came from the store. I gotta point that out. I said that one time, and somebody thought that I got the skeleton by nefarious means. And given some of my adventures, I can understand how you could think that. But no. And I do dress Igor. Igor got a 32-piece bust down. Igor has a new friend. Igor got a new friend. You ain't introduced me to no new friend for Igor. You didn't tell me who their mama name. What family they come from? I don't know. Igor, I'm picky about my baby having new friends. I mean, Igor is about 6,752 years old, but still. Yeah, right. Now today, where they live? Where does new friend live at? I don't know. Not in the climate we live in. Who the new friend parents vote for? I need to know that. Who they vote for? Okay, now I don't know if y'all are aware of this story. When I first heard the story, when it was first brought to my attention, not gonna lie, I thought it was BS. Okay, I thought it was BS because I was like, this would be something that'll be making global news, and this would be something that would kind of help bring a positive light to Trump, his administration, and his family. And I'm like, And then I was just like, why didn't the friend do something about it? But I'm gonna fill you in. 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 Trump warns jurors to treat Barron Trump's story with caution after he called UK police to report assault. It could be biased. Wait, hold. I know you got the questions. Okay, I got questions too. Okay, we got to put this in a crock pot and let cook a little bit. Okay. The teenage first son called London police before his father's second inauguration to report that he saw a woman getting beat up on FaceTime. Now you understand why I was like, okay, if he's on the phone with a friend, why didn't the friend get off the phone and call? And was the friend the one that was doing the beating? But like I said, we in the slow cooker, we in the crock pot. A British judge has urged jurors in an assault case to treat Barron Trump's account of the incident with caution, as it may be biased. President Donald Trump Sr.'s son, Barron, was previously credited with potentially saving a woman's life after allegedly witnessing her being attacked on a video call, according to details laid out in a January 21st hearing at the Snaresbrook Crown Court in London. Look, UK, why do y'all name stuff so weird? It's either too long or it don't make no damn sense. And yes, I'm biased against the UK. If you want to know about my UK biases, sign up for the class on Saturday. We discuss it with history. The prosecution has alleged that the woman was assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, Russian citizen Matvey Rumor something. I don't know. Okay. He's a criminal. While Barron was on a FaceTime call with her. With her. But I thought while Barron was on a FaceTime call with her, multiple UK outlets, including the Times, The Guardian, and The Independent, reported. According to a transcript obtained by People, Barron, 19, called the City of London police in England on January 18, 2025, days before his father's, who gives a damn when it was, to report a woman allegedly getting beat up. He had reportedly met the unidentified woman on social media and called police about 8 minutes after the alleged assault occurred. The world hates your father. Your mama's an international whore. And you're a part of the first family of the United States, and you meeting bitches online and giving them your phone number. Stand right there, Baron. I'm gonna go get a stool. Just stand right there. No, I'm getting the stool just for reasons. Just and he had other options. Like Secret Service could have caught. I know it was some dumb stuff. I didn't give him the ID. I didn't. I promise you I didn't. There was quicker, better ways to get there. And why is she out in public all willy-nilly knowing that somebody want to run up and they said it's on site? And no, I'm not making light of domestic violence, but as a domestic violence survivor, when I had an ex that was stalking and was like, yeah, I can't have you, nobody will. Oh, wait a damn minute. I'm not going to have my attention in my phone. It's really an emergency, please. The American First son said on a call. During the Russian man's cross-examination in court on January 23rd, he was asked if he was jealous of the men who his ex-girlfriend speaks to. So why didn't he just go beat up never mind. What I was really unhappy about was that she was frankly leading Barron on, he said. Barron, were you getting honeypotted? According to Metro, I am being portrayed as a jealous person who can lose his temper due to jealousy. I want to just make clear that her actions towards Barron were wrong, and it is not fair. I was jealous to some extent. When British High Court Justice Joel Benathan gave direction to the jury about weighing the evidence on Monday, January 26, jurors were warned that Barron's account of the assault was hearsay evidence because he wasn't under oath and had not been tested in cross-examination. Not to mention, there are some people that truly believe that the Trump family is far more wealthy than they are. I'm going to say a couple things to y'all. Look at the wardrobe. Now, I'm going to say hands down, Ivanka, we know Ivanka done made her own money, okay? And her husband done stole some money to keep her comfortable. But look at the clothes that they wear. Baby, they don't even fit. And a lot of times they look dingy. Ooh. So this woman, she was trying to make Barron a sugar daddy at 19. Sugar honey iced tea. Ooh. So she out here like, oh, my ex is so jealous. And he's always wanted to. So I want to know, Barron, what did you really see on that FaceTime call? What did you really see? Did you see something or were you told about it happening on a FaceTime call? And kudos to the allegedly abusive, jealous ex-boyfriend saying he didn't like the fact that this woman is leading him on. And my thing is, Barron, your mama should have told you better than this. Okay, she is the queen of the $10 house. She didn't put you up on game. Is your mama and Evelyn Lozado friends? Because they just seem to love watching their kids go down the wrong hole. I thought he had a boyfriend too, but I guess not. But here's the thing. If the ex-boyfriend knows about conversations and how this woman is trying to gain Barron, is he really an ex-boyfriend? Girl, if you gonna do that, you got to fill your man in on that. you got to let him know that you're gonna show a little thigh so y'all can ride sky high. Okay, you got to let him know you're gonna do a little strange for a whole lot of change. And especially in 2026, with how everything is going on globally, somebody be done took you on a trip and be like, oh, she got caught up in the rapture of war. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I'm not making light and I'm not making jokes about it, but it is the truth. Let us not forget the South Africans that came over here, and one particular man was like, I don't even like my wife, killed his wife and went right back over to South Africa. Yeah, you're right, Twin. You got to communicate that. You got you, okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why everybody wants to call in the middle of the show. I think he figured out he likes Cuda biscuits because of his mama. Have you seen how Baron looks at melanoma? Baron looks at melanoma like, I'll give you the sun, the moon, the sky. Yeah. I'll give you the world. That boy creepy. I see him. Oh, definitely Norman Bates, Tracina, because who when melanoma kicks the bucket, when she take her final spin around anybody else's magic stick other than Trump's, I'm pretty sure Baron is gonna have her stuffed and sitting in the corner. He likes Dixon's. Oh, I can't with you. I can't. Oh, ow. Ooh. Oh, my leg. Mm. Hold on. Ooh, okay. Leg wanted to. Sorry, my leg is having a mind of its own today. And no, it's not the no call, no show leg. It's the other leg that's and it's throwing me off. Like, what's going on? Oh, mm-mm-mm. Oh, Trump fell asleep yet again in a cabinet meeting. Are we ready to accept that the GOP and certain members of the Democratic Party wanted to push Joe Biden out because they actually wanted Trump to win? Because if it was a matter of age, they would have called for both of them to step down. And when they saw that Trump wasn't stepping down, they would have just left Joe Biden the hell alone. Let the two old men battle it out. Yeah, the news will be if he stayed away. Well, if his eyes stayed open for a whole meeting, he gone. That dead, y'all. My thing is, we've gone through him believing that we're back in the decade of the 1980s. We've gone through him spontaneously bringing up stuff from his past as if he's like sitting around with his childhood buddies, aka his imaginary friends, okay, his drop dead friends. Um, we should be nearing the phase where he gets a little bit of clarity and starts to make sense. When Trump starts to make sense, pull out your black dress and slip on them black heels. Cause baby, we got a funeral to attend. Cause that casket gonna look good on him. They need to hold meetings at 3 a.m. Look, I keep saying, I just want in 2026. You can do it near my birthday, Trump. Go ahead, take over my birthday, 4/24. Okay. I just want a lovely presidential event at a DC cathedral where a horse drawn carriage brings the president in solo. And there's a representative of all the military that played the taps. And the former presidents and the former vice presidents come to say what's up. Okay. Plus, I want to see how cocaified Donnie Jr. is going to be when it's his turn to participate in said presidential event at a cathedral. Because we know Donnie Jr. is going to be so cocaified. And hell, Humpty Dumpty Frumpty Dump already said, when I die, I don't think Don's going to care. I think you're about right. I think you, he said that he think Don Jr. gonna be off hunting when he die. Don, we got an animal, very rare animal. Don Jr. I know you love a good safari, okay? You love the hunting, okay? You're a gun enthusiast, okay? You're an outdoors man, all right? Because I guess that's where you can do your booty meat booger sugar uninterrupted, okay? I don't judge a lot. And I know you like the rarest animals, okay? Because you can't go back to Italy after the stunt that you pulled with a bird. There is an animal that you should get, my boy, that you should want to add to your collection. Taxidermists out there, I believe that they will donate their services should you acquire the mythical tangerine-tastic Fat Cellini. Go get that animal. Your family seems to like making history. Make this history. Let this be the historic father-son father-son duo. Just go ahead, get that. Get that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and get that together. And keep in mind, we could be facing another government shutdown this weekend if a budget bill is not passed by Saturday. And what are the Republicans doing to help this along? Not a damn thing. They're like, well, we need more funding for ICE. Yeah, we know. We know Kirsty blew some of the budget on them new planes, and ICE got a bunch of money when we told them people screw their health care and the big, beautiful, bodacious bungalow back-asswards bill. But ICE needs more money. For what? No, not training. We don't care nothing about training them. The bonuses, are we not for real giving them the bonuses? We're kind of hoping that most of them die. Oh, we don't care by their own hands, by other people's hands, by accident. They have been known to shoot each other. Yeah, and run each other over. But no, what do we need? Whale. Chester found some coordinating long sleeve t-shirts and some new masks. Well, he saw some people call them white ends wearing them. I think they call them shysties. And they could put like ice over the map, and it'll really crack down on them identifying them. Plus, we need a budget for the end sales that we hired. Yeah, that's gonna be the escort budget because they keep going on Tinder and Grinder and outing them sales as ICE agents. So could you just give us that budget? Manga Mussolini. You got that right. Oh yeah. Just I'm tired of all these shutdowns as well. And because this administration loves to make history for all the wrong reasons. every last one of the wrong reasons. Yeah. Well, as always, you can come back here on the Ticker Talk at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And we'll be going through more of Nobody's Girl, the memoir of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, one of the victims of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. We'll be putting out some more history nuggets for you all today. Otherwise, are you following all of your favorite GCPR shows and hosts on all social media platforms? If you are not, make sure you do so. Also, if you are a small business or you would like for your business that you work for to advertise here with us on GCPR Radio, make sure you go to gcpr.live and fill out the form. Or you can just inquire if you need more specifics at the listed email. All right. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. How about he go on Valentine's Day? That would be nice, though. My friend is betting April Fools. April Fools will be really great because, little known fact, Trump is terrified of April Fool's Day. Terrified of it. Least favorite day of the year. How do I know this? I researched Trump way too much, probably for my own good, but I loathe him. He's atop my beef list. And it doesn't help that he's built like beef. I mean, you can get that day. I mean, he could go on my anniversary. That would be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. I still want an anniversary gift though, babe, if you're still watching. If he go on our anniversary, that does not mean I don't get an anniversary gift. That does not mean that. Okay? Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. When is our anniversary? Valentine's Day. Yes. It's when he looked me in my eye. I was like, you was mine. I got a bouquet of Reese cups, so I'm in there. I say it if Mango Muscalini kicks the bucket on our anniversary. That does not mean I don't get an anniversary gift. I still get an anniversary gift, preferably something dipped in chocolate. Hey, my lovely. Now, somewhere, I don't know what store it is, dip them in chocolate. Okay, you know what? We'll have this conversation out there. But somewhere at some store, I heard there was a giant Reese cup. All righty. Right.